My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Slay the Spire, the High Ascension grind for the Silent. Let's just pop that up to High Ascension so my introduction wasn't a lie. I mean, 99 gold, remove 2 cards, does not increment the cost of removal at normal stores. I mean, come on. Oh, it's hard to turn that down, though. There is a no elite path, but it's so bad. So I'm looking for a path that has, like, this is the latest elite, and I can go along a path that has 2 question marks, and then 2 midline rests, a shop, another question mark. And at this point, I can decide, or in fact, even at this point, I can decide whether or not I want to go for 2 elites. Cool. Also, it is the Guardian on the boss for the first floor. Got it. Set 1 damage here to get some damage in, just because the Jawworm can be real frustrating. Oh, gosh. Getting no damage in on that turn is going to make this a really, really, really annoying fight. Yep, here's another 4 damage that I just have to take. And then... oh, well, this is at least 2 damage that I have to take. Oh, doing it again, are we? Alright. At least we're safe on that one. That's enough aggression. I would have liked to hand it killed, obviously, but that's enough aggression that it should... never mind. I was used to the old amount of block that Jawworms would get after using that move. They got 9 block rather than the standard 6. Uh-oh. I kind of want to go dodge and roll, but I also don't want to be, like, super prescriptive with my selections. If I take dodge and roll, I'm taking dodge and roll because I want footworks, because I want a poison build, because I want a defensive build, right? Dodge and roll is just nice as well, though. Survivor and Defend, both of those being defensive cards, got upgraded. Gambling Chip at the start of each combat, discard as many cards as you'd like and then draw that many. That makes combo decks much more effective. Poison decks also tend to be combo decks. Mind. So I want to be able to kill the frontliner with Strike, Neutralize, and then Survivor. So in order to give myself the highest chance to do that, I'm also going to throw the Ascender's Bane. Neutralize is literally the bottom card on my deck. I gave myself as good a chance as possible to do that exact turn, and, well, can't always get what you want. Real mad about it. I threw back an Ethereal Curse to do that. Oh well. At least it still resulted in me taking no damage so far. Got a good defense for next turn as well. Not much offense, but I was weakened that turn anyway, so yeah, totally fine with this. All right, cool. Give me poison. Dagger Spray, Flying Knee. I'm happy with either. Flying Knee is not great against the Gremlin Knob because the extra energy oftentimes is used to play extra skills, and skills are the things you don't play in the Gremlin Knob fight. It is great against the Lagavulin. It's reasonable against the Sentinels. So the Dagger Spray is amazing against the Sentinels. It's fine against the other 2. I think that means I take the Dagger Spray first. Actually would have taken it as well. The Vajra has start each combat with 1 strength, but unfortunately I don't get to pick that up either. I couldn't have known this was going to be a store. It was a question mark space. If I knew it was a store, I might have avoided it. Do I even want to throw those? Because I have the perfect amount of attacks in this hand. No, I don't. I don't throw any of those because I want my next hand to have some attacks still left in it, so I don't want to draw. I will use the Survivor here. It defends me against 8 damage. I'm only going to be using the more powerful defense, but I think ultimately that is going to be helpful. Well, if we end up getting through this fight, that is. With only 1 aggressive pickup, yeah. Oh, well. That's totally fair. If it was the Lagavulin, and I also would have taken a lot of damage, possibly died. The Sentries with a good draw, I think, is the only thing that I really could have survived there. I was intending, by the way, not to go on that path for that first elite. You might have recognized that. Like, I was intending to go off to the left for the late elite, but I accidentally took the question mark because I was like, oh, this is Slay the Spire. You just go to all of the question mark spaces. Oops. It's fair enough, though. That run had nothing, amazing going for it yet anyway. There have been a couple of people who've been really annoyed about the save and quit thing. Why? Would you prefer to see the speed run to the boss? Or if you'd prefer not to see that, then what's the difference between me doing this and me doing that off camera? Not really cheating, I don't think. Lose all gold to remove 2 cards again. Then we'll just stick on the left-hand side. No, I'm kidding. It's not the exact same spawn as last time. It's a fair bit different. I don't like any of the left paths because they put me on a deadline with 2 elites at the very least, whereas the right one puts me... Like, I can't dodge all elites. See, that's the thing that I'm talking about, right? When people say, hey, just do fewer elites, number one, need the power from them to continue getting more powerful to start to outdo the damage of the difficulty curve over the course of the game. Right. That's the most boring part of it, though. The other part is you can't always, not always, like last time I had a no elite path that it had no question marks and nothing else really good on it at all. This time I have no paths that have no elites, so I kind of want to take the dagger throw just to have an aggressive card. I don't want that aggressive card, but I want an aggressive card and I will take that in lieu of anything else. Happy to double defend that turn. Means I've still got my... Oh, lame. What? Hey, it got me a strike. Cool. I was about to say, it means I've still got my Survivor in my deck, so if they do the standard attack they would have done that turn, I would be fine. Whew. Yeah. Skewer Catalyst Art Maneuver. I'll take the Skewer. Upgrade the Skewer. Alright, now I have the ability to start going for elites, which is nice. Alright. Just off of the strength of having 2 aggressive pickups. Survivor, skill, sure. And then just dunk him next turn. Beautiful. Flying Knee totally works in this deck, especially because it powers up the skill. I could go for 1 elite and a lot of question marks and a lot of rests, which gives me the ability to upgrade Neutralize, probably Survivor as well. Probably Flying Knee. Alright. I especially want the Neutralize upgrade. And our boss this floor is the Slime boss, so if I can get Terror, I'm also going to be super hyped about that. I think I actually accept 10 damage this turn, just to be extraordinarily close to killing one of the sentries next turn. Alright, that'll do. Give me the Neutralize as well as Skill this turn. Damn. If we were given both of those, we actually would be able to kill one of them here. Cool. 2 strikes in the next hand kills that backliner. Or Flying Knee plus the... Never mind. No need to continue guessing. Would have been Flying Knee plus the upgraded Neutralize. Hey, I got those the hand after! Isn't that a little bit wild? Okay. Keep those Flying Knees going. Not super keen on the extra damage I took at the very end there, but it's all good. Omamori, negate the next 2 curses you obtain. That's going to be really, really, really powerful if we get the Necronomicurse effect, because then the Necronomicurse gets removed from my deck because it's negated on addition from Omamori. It's the only way you can avoid the Necronomicon as well, by the way. And then we get the Necronomicon effect for our skills and hopefully future dashes and things like that. I do need defensive cards. That's the thing. Thing is, like, this is a high priority play, so I want to upgrade it as well. And also, I've upgraded more offensive than defensive cards so far. Lantern gain energy on the first turn of each combat with 7 cards in our opening hand and a 15 card deck, so it's slightly 50, like it's 50-50. I don't have gambling chip anymore, unfortunately. But it's about a 50-50 that I end up with Skewer in my first hand. Skewer in my first hand is then worth 40 damage in the first turn. Not bad. Fruit Juice can now be drunk outside of combat, by the way, so get that done. Is there anything I desperately want to upgrade? Because I think I want to go for another elite, especially with the safety of the fairy in the bottle. Yeah. Alright. Easy. That one. Skill potion. Second skill. Bullet time? Probably not. Is it still bullet time though? See, the problem is, like, if bullet time lowers the cost of a skill turn, the X is nothing, right? I think I have ways to get energy, ways to expend energy. I don't think I need another way that kind of jams up those 2 previous ways. I could probably take the Cloak and Dagger without too much of a second thought. Nice little bit of defense, nice little bit of offense. Don't have anything to synergize with it yet. I actually think I'll turn all of these down. Okay. So in order to wake you up with more damage than a 3 energy skill, I would want 10, 6, 6, 6, sorry, 9 plus 18 is 27, plus the neutralize is another 4, takes us to 31, which is more than the skill. All right. Although that does mean that next turn, you're weakened, but I'm just going to be hitting you with 2 less damage and I get an extra energy, sure. And I got to hit you with the skill. Damn. All right. Just get extremely close to the finish bell, but don't ring it. 7, 5, and 5 is just short. We get something defensive. We do. If I used the Dex potion, I could have saved my fairy potion there. It's my bad. Thought I was going to be safe. Oh well. Blood Vial at start of each combat, heal for 2 HP, as well as Envenom. Envenom would apply as many stacks of poison as skill does hits. It's extremely small in comparison. I'm just hoping we don't die before we get to the boss fight, because the boss fight, I think we have to rush entirely. Like, it has to be just dagger throw skill, that kind of thing. I was really hoping we'd have like a terror before we got there. So if I put 6 damage on you, you take 6 damage this turn and 5 damage the turn after. That's to say from the poison potions. That's 11, so I would only need to deal 3 to you. Okay. Makes you much easier to deal with. Yeah. Neutralize. And easy skill. So close to a happy skill this turn. Dang it. Oh well. As defensive as I can play. Save using the Dex potion, obviously. I'm gonna take Noxious because it provides some AoE and we might need it in the secondary phase of this boss fight. If we get that far, I think we've already lost, but... give it a go. 6 damage on the back line. Got him. Tactician. Yeah, I think the energy manipulation might actually end up helping us. See, the thing is, if I rest here, I go up to 27, right? 27 against this, I'm still dying really, really quickly. I think I still should rest. I think the fire potion gives me a possibility of surviving this combat. Alright. Flying knee before skill. Yeah, dagger throw tactician, same hand. That's not bad. Okay, this could actually be really good if our final card in this 4-card +1 from the new deck happens to be Skewer. And it is not. See, now the thing is, I can split you, but your split value is 58 on each of these. Now, this is something that I was told in the comment section that I didn't understand. Apparently, the reason that this fight is so bad in Ascension 17, despite the fact that we aren't in Ascension 19 with the bosses having more challenging movesets and abilities, is because these are normal enemies, the Acid Slime and Spike Slime, and then all of their splits are normal enemies as well. So these are benefiting from the changes that make them, number 1, more aggressive, number 2, more damaging, that kind of thing. Yeah. Like, I can skewer and, like, completely destroy the backliner. I think if I don't do that this turn, I never get to. That's the tragic thing. I think if I don't just cop a bunch of this damage this turn, I'm probably already dead. Okay, so I can Flying Knee the Acid Slime and then also strike it. And then I can skewer the backline, and I'm 1 short of killing the backline. I take 8 damage this turn. I go down to 3. The backliner dies next turn, and then I only have the Spike Slime to focus on with a deck that has very few aggressive cards. I mean, this is what keeps me alive, so... This is not going to be an aggressive enough hand, is it? Yeah, it's not. Would it have been if I used my Dex Potion for the other one? That's 2 more because I think it actually would have still increased by 2 despite the frailty. So it would be on 13, 13, 6. No. Okay. So I was dead either way, even if I used the Dex Potion first there. Gosh. Spike Slime, yo. I feel like I'm getting worse at the silent. Maybe we take a rare card to obtain and then build around it after image, obviously. So now we want things that let you play multiple cards from single energy expenditures. So things like Blade Dance, things like the Cloak and Dagger. I could have just decided not to accept 3 damage that turn and just fully defend instead. That might have actually been the correct move as well. Beautiful. All right. Cloak and Dagger, definitely. I'll take the money because we've got a shop in a couple of spaces. 12 cards. I would take Blade Dance and I would take Neutralize. So I'm taking Blade Dance. Taking Neutralize. Terror. Oh gosh, if we can get Terror, that's insane. Almost gave me a heart attack by offering me an adrenaline. That's not how that's supposed to go. So we want both the Well, no, all. We want the After Image, the Cloak and Dagger, and the Blade Dance all upgraded. The After Image so that we have it in play from the very start of each fight. And the others so that they have one additional card. Kind of want to take just like a straight up defensive card. Footwork is pretty good. Footwork, dodge, and roll is pretty good. Footwork, dodge, and roll, flying knee, and sucker punch are pretty good. I wanted them in that order, so I'm fine with that. I do want to get my decks out before we start this combat. Looks like I might not be able to get that, yeah. At the very least, we've got the Lagavulin Woken as well as Weakened. I still do have to go all out aggressive, though. Sweep gain as well. I say all out aggressive, and then I went slightly less than all out. Unfortunately, the Shivs are now much less powerful against the Lagavulin with a -1 to strength. Okay. And this one I am going to go aggressive rather than play the leg sweep. Yikes. Uh-oh. Shivs are now at half effectiveness because of the 2 strength down, so life is getting really rough really quickly. Give him the old what for? We're gonna have 1 damage Shivs after this. Oh gosh, we die. Orichalcum, if you only turn without block, gain 6 block. That's extraordinarily unlikely to happen to us, especially with this second After Image. Now that I have the second After Image, I think I'm actually bound to upgrade both of the After Images in the next 2 spaces. Dreamcatcher, whenever you rest, you may add a card to your deck, as well as the Juzu Bracelet. Regular enemy combats are no longer encountered in ? rooms. Then we'll upgrade another After Image. Every single time we play a card, we're going to gain 2 block. It's pretty ridiculous. I want to go for the extra elite over here. Doing it. I should probably rest in this space, though. Because it's Gremlin Knob or... It could be the Gremlin Knob. I was literally only thinking about the Sentinels, the Sentries. Oh, no. Oh, alright then. I want to take the Blade Dance, but if it's a Gremlin Knob, I might have just chosen my own doom. Uh-oh. I feel like I may have made a horrible mistake. Especially with a double early After Image build that has already Shiv cards in it. Like, oh no. Don't let this kill me, please, game. It's just a case of me being a little bit daft. This time I definitely had a choice. This one's totally on me. Okay. See, taking the Blade Dance and the Cloak and Dagger will kill me if that's the Gremlin Knob, but I think I'm dead regardless if that's the Gremlin Knob, so... I think I take it for the future. Oh, it's the Ascension. Whew! Yeah, I'm in a Dex Potion. This fight's gonna be rough. So as long as I can get one of the front or back down as soon as possible, I will be reasonably okay. And the primary reason behind that is as long as I draw one of my cards that generates other cards, a lot of the time I pretty easily stumble my way over into playing 5 cards a turn. And that would get me 10 block for my 2 after images. Blur would totally fit in this deck. Calipers would be insane, obviously. Okay. All of these days in our deck are definitely not helping. But as long as I get a defensive card or a card generating card, it's all good. Cool. Just need 1 shiv on that back line. Oh no. I took another damage. Taken 11 damage in this combat so far. I was on 30 just before we came in, so. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. Hell yeah. 8 block next turn. I only have to have 1 playable card and then play it. So, of course, I got all of my defensive cards. Alright. Hexaghost. Only Smooth Stone start each combo with 1 dex. Not bad. And another footwork. Wow. Our deck is ridiculously defensive. Can we win at all? I kind of want to take the Masterful Stab. It's a low-cost card. And with the 2 after images, I'm pretty well defended a lot of the time. I think I need the Masterful Stab because I need damage in this deck right now. I also definitely don't rest. I'm at exactly the amount of HP that I want to be going into this fight. Between the 2 neutralizers, the Sucker Punch and the Leg Sweep in a deck of 25, so 5 turns, 5 weakness. Yeah, okay. As long as we always use the weakness when we draw it, we should be able to keep the boss weakened here. So this is 4 more damage on a Masterful Stab, but it's also 4 more damage as well as 2 more block to upgrade any of the Blade Dancers. So I think I'll get those. Okay. So we want weakness in the next stand. That'll do. That's totally excellent. The amount of damage they do on that second turn is directly related to your current HP. It's around 60% of your current HP. So the lower HP that you have going in, the better off you are. We actually managed to even fully block that turn. I'm really pleased, especially considering we hadn't even played our first Masterful Stab. And I did not want it to already be costing 1 when I played it. It looks like we're probably going to get through to the second cycle. The fact that we have a thicker deck than we, on average, would have by this point in the game with my typical playstyle should be really, really good for us. Unfortunately, I am passing up one of my weakness cards a lot of the time, so I don't always have the enemy weakened. Yeah, this is the turn that's the problem. Well, at least we got Masterful Stab for a last hurrah there. Actually? Wow, no, we fully defended. Now, the problem here is, this is as I was saying, right? Now the enemy has put 3 more burns into our deck, as well as already upgraded all of the burns that exist in our deck to be dealing 4 damage per. So they're a little more dilute than they usually would be because of the thickness of the deck that we're currently running, blah, 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 blah. But we might actually be able to win still. I'm as, if not more, surprised than you are. Probably should have used Leg Sweep there rather than 2 of those hits. Yeah, keeping the weakness on the enemy would have been extremely important. As you can see here. And we're not down and out yet, but we're literally 1 turn from it. That was a real problem. We had so little opportunity on that floor, or so few, rather, opportunities on that floor to pick up damage. Like, that was the big problem with that deck. We were damaging pretty much every single turn, and we were defending almost entirely every single turn until the third loop through. I've definitely got mostly defensive cards in this deck, but you have to recognize that both of the after images burn themselves out of our deck on play on the first turn. So does the footworks. And then after that, we mostly have aggressive cards, because other than that, it's leg sweep and dodge and roll are defensive. And then Cloak and Dagger, Blade Dance upgraded, Sucker Punch, Masterful Stab, and the second neutralize, because I've already got a normal neutralize in my deck. Those were all aggressive. They also seconded as defensive because of the after images. But yeah, their aggression was just not enough. It's the first floor boss is really kind of putting me in my place recently. 17th Ascension for you. I didn't think this one should have died. Like, the enemy just had a lot of HP. How much do they have left, by the way? Well, for the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. I'm going to go continue practicing on my own time as well, because I'm not super keen with the amount of times it's taken me to get past Ascension 16 and currently is taking to get past 17 for the silence. So hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves in the meantime, and hopefully we'll see you next time.